here we have a shell of a data access object, right? That is declaring this placeholders for interacting with the Mongo DB database. So let's bring in the user model, right? That was implemented using the Mongoose library. So we're going to require. We're going to go up one and then down to the models and then the user model. There we go. And then we can implement some of these operations. So for instance, in create user, we can implement using the user model, and then it has a function called, a very generic function called create. It's very generic. It can create anything. It's basically an insert. It's the equivalent of an insert if you would do this from the console. So here you would pass in the user object, and it would insert whatever JSON object you give it. It will just insert. It will be validated against the schema that we declared earlier. Find all users. It will be something like return user model, and then this will be called find. So find, just like we looked at in the console, the find operation just returns all the documents inside of a collection. This does exactly the same thing. It's going to go and retrieve all the data that comes from the console, right? So let's leave some of these for later. Actually, no, let's implement one more. Maybe this one right here, the find user by credentials. So this is going to retrieve from the user model. So this is going to return a user model, and then it's going to do a find. Same thing with find, right? But now I don't want to find all the users. We want to find just a user whose username is equal to username and password is equal to password. Okay. Oops, password. And we can make this fit into one single. There we go. There we go. So this is going to return a single document, right? Actually, no, it'll return an array of multiple documents, but it'll have only one document in there. So if we know there's only one of these folks, we can say find one. So this will retrieve the first one that matches this query. Anyway, so this is the implementation of a of wrapping low-level generic functions that are implemented by the low-level Mongoose API, and we're wrapping it in with a higher level API that might make it easy for the rest of the application. They don't have to know the idiosyncrasies of how this API works. So let's take a look at how we could use this.